a motivational speaker was flying across the country with her son, a 15-year-old, and they were gonna take part in a children's speaking competition when she noticed that someone sitting in the row in front of her was watching something that she felt was deeply inappropriate. Now, the woman in question here is Lakeisha Fleming, and she drew attention to the following. It happened after we settled in for our flight. I started looking through the options for in-flight entertainment. As I looked at my screen, I could see the one in the row in front of me. I saw a nude sex scene in clear view. I positioned myself to cover the opening between the seats, obscuring his view, meaning her 15-year-old son's view of that screen. Now, she clarified that the passenger was in fact watching the content on the plane TV, the seat back screens that oftentimes you'll find on these flights, and it was not on the person's personal device. And to her dismay, she later learned that there was really no solution to the problem. She says that once the sex scene ended, I went to the flight attendants to ask for help. They offered to move our seats. Even then, they said someone else could play that same content. So she actually wrote a complaint to the airline company, and she's trying to get some solution here, right? And here's her argument. She said, when I emailed the airline's executive office, I pointed out that at least one study found a correlation between adolescent exposure to sexually explicit content and risky sexual behavior in emerging adults. And the corporate offices didn't really offer her any solutions. They didn't apologize. And she's pretty furious about that. Okay, I'm gonna stop and ask you to comment, Ben, because look, I don't know about the study that she provided to the airline company to make her point, but she's got a 15-year-old son, and I love you, but your son has seen porn, okay? I'm 1,000% sure I would bet my entire life savings on it. And I'm not saying that to insult you. I'm saying that because it is literally the world that we're living in. It is everywhere. It's hard for a 15-year-old boy to ignore it. That being said, I do think that she raises an interesting point, because what if you're on a plane with what if I'm on the plane with my 5-year-old niece? I always think about my 5-year-old niece. Do I really want her to see a nude sex scene on a screen in the row in front of us? I don't actually. So what do you do about this?
Firstly, I would just like to say in my defense, I hadn't seen Basic Instinct in a long time, and I had a 5-hour flight and time to kill. I don't know who's sitting behind me. I'm not gonna be creepy and look behind me and see if there's kids back there. I got to watch my sexually explicit content. Time's running out. You start landing, the plane map shows you got a little bit of time left till you land, and they're gonna cut you off. Obviously, that wasn't me, for those who don't understand sarcasm. And I agree, it's an issue. How badly does somebody need to see the R-rated movie that they can't do that on their private time?
No, but badly, Ben, badly. That's the thing. So I understand anyone who might disagree with the discomfort that I'm expressing when it comes to children on the plane. But okay, so it's happened to me a few times actually. Obviously it's not that I'm purposely picking the R-rated movies. I'm picking the movies that I'm interested in watching, not knowing what kind of scenes are in that movie because I haven't seen it before, right? And there have been a few times where the movie has an explicit nude sex scene, and I get uncomfortable because I'm like, are people watching me watch this, which kind of creeps me out. But more importantly, I am concerned that there are kids around. I'm like, what do I do here, right? What if there is a family right by me and they can clearly see my screen?
Yeah.
I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable. I feel bad for the parents who probably don't like the fact that that's on the screen. It is a little bit of a difficult situation. There have been some suggestions to maybe blur out those scenes on the planes. There have been some cases where that has happened. Maybe that's a good middle ground, I don't know. So I'm not completely dismissing her concerns. I'm dismissing her concern about her 15-year-old son, though, who has definitely seen porn before.
Totally, she should have worried about this 10 years earlier, but I totally agree with you that I think it's inappropriate. It's made me uncomfortable many times. You'll see a 3 seats over, somebody watching a sex scene. They always tell you at the beginning of movies, this film has been formatted to fit your screen, which as the old Stephen Wright joke goes, that means, of course, if cameras on a big screen, what are they gonna just show you a knuckle? That's not the point. But how about also edit out some sex scenes? You watch it on a plane, you don't get everything.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.